Okay, so after we went over how to brace the core in different positions and with like some extra challenges with the resisting of the arms and the legs, then we went over just some very basic exercises that can really strengthen the low back area specifically. So to do a lot of these exercises, you want to keep your spine neutral as you're moving. So first we practice doing that with a PVC, or in this case a mop handle. So you put the pipe behind your back and you should feel 3 points of contact. So 1 behind your head, 2 between your shoulder blades, and 3 like just above your butt crack basically. And then there's a little bit of an arch or a gap between your low back and the pipe. So then you just keep the knees soft and practice hip hinging, so leaning forward and then coming up, keeping those same points of contact the whole time. So if you like bend at the low back, then that lower part's going to come off. If you're rounding your shoulders forward, then it'll come off there. So this was pretty hard for people, so really nailing this down first. And this will be helpful when we go over like landing positions and stuff later. Okay, so then once you've got that down, you can move on to a deadlift. If the dog stops looking the way, I'm gonna borrow that, Millie. Okay, so to do a deadlift, kettlebells are great. You can also use just 1 weight in each hand or 1 in the middle. And you're gonna put it kind of where your like shoelaces would be if you had shoes on. And then keep that same neutral spine, hip hinge down, grab the weight, and then pull it back up, all while trying to keep a nice neutral spine. And I can feel my back is arching a little bit. Okay, so that's the deadlift. Another good one to work on that neutral spine and the bracing, so you should be bracing this whole time, is a kettlebell swing. So try not to kill the dog. Again, a kettlebell would be more ideal, but we can use just a regular dumbbell too. Okay, so I usually pick it up off the ground and give it a little swing to get started, and then bracing the core, keeping a neutral spine so the shoulders are going to tip forward a little bit. You can also just go to eye level. Okay. We also worked on farmer's carries and suitcase carries. So I like suitcase carries, which means holding the weight in one hand. So if it's a heavy enough weight, you really feel the obliques working on the opposite side, and then you can do marching in place, or you can do like laps up and down the floor the whole time, learning to brace the core. And this is a nice way to like get a little compression load on the spine in a non-aggressive way if somebody's injured. Farmer's carry is just a weight in each hand doing the same thing. Okay, and then the last 2, we don't need the weights, you can have this back, Millie. Okay, so a single leg RDL. So, am I still in the camera shot? Okay. To start, I like the gymnasts to keep their hips square and work on like elongating as they do this. So I like to start by just kind of pushing the foot back and stretching the arms out, kind of getting that motion going. Keeping the core braced. And then once that looks good, then you can think about like pushing the foot back and tipping over like a lever. Okay, and then once they're good at that, then you would hold, this weight's too heavy, but hold a weight in the hand that's opposite the leg they're standing on. And now you don't have to do the arm stretch, you'll just let it hang straight down, but tip over this way and back up. Okay, and then last one is familiar from the hip extension session, but doing those single leg bridges. Okay, so hugging the knee or just holding it here. Work on that braced position and holding that as you lift up into the bridge. So not like arching up like that, and not kind of, a lot of people with bridges sort of over tuck the pelvis into a really hollow position. So that's not necessary. Just try to keep neutral spine. And that's it. That covers what we did today. Thanks.